No, Twilight Zone. Those are the things that I teach my clients. I mean, if I'm not rewiring, if I'm not creating a new neural network with someone and I tell you, yeah, do these things, those particular exercises and techniques won't have anything to support. Damn it. So the techniques that I teach my clients are specifically to support the change that I've helped them create in their own brain to keep it lit up. So, but if you want to know a bunch of other techniques and other methodologies, my whole platform is all about that. So you can go and kind of just binge. My videos are like, minute and a half long. So there's tons of stuff, tons of resources just on this page alone. Not to mention I also post on Instagram and Facebook and all the others too. So there's tons of that available for you. Yeah. Can you give an example of how you mentally would initiate a phrase that's evaluation versus rumination? Yeah, so Diane, what I do with that when I'm working with clients is we start looking through introspection. So I start taking them through a whole bunch of questions, and they're kind of digging down a little deeper than they normally would on their own to take them through evaluation versus rumination. But what I can tell you is the best way to kind of initiate that is with rumination. We tend to, again, like I was kind of explaining this earlier, negative thoughts, especially when you ruminate, it's typically going to be about a negative event, a feeling that you had. So in order to initiate that evaluation, don't get caught up in the drama of the negative thoughts or the negative feelings that come with it. That's what derails us every goddamn time, right? We get so caught up in the drama of the emotion that we forget to look at what it is trying to tell us. What do we need to look at? What needs improvement here? What needs our attention so we can make a change? So with evaluation, I'll usually say, I don't know why this is not working. I'm gonna have to hold on to this. I'll usually say, go ahead and take a step back. And you're gonna have to very intentionally do this. Take a step back and tell yourself, I wanna evaluate this instead of ruminating in it. Ruminating just means you're playing it over and over and over again. It's just replaying on a loop, automated. So you have to step in and go, no, I'm not gonna do that. What do I need to learn from this situation? Start from there. That would be the best way. Hi, Misha. Smile. How do I recover from DV? Is that divorce? I'm stuck in a moment and I want to move forward. So if you mean divorce, I help people through that all the time, because a lot of people, when they go through a very painful divorce, whether it's sudden or kind of ongoing in a way, leading up to that, a lot of people, they share a very long period of their life with another person. So suddenly when that relationship isn't there anymore, that other person isn't there, that isn't shared the same way day to day, people sometimes tend to lose who they are. They can remember who they were, but they haven't been that person for a while because maybe they adapted to the relationship. Maybe they adapted to the other person. And a lot of times they sacrificed big parts of themselves to try to make the other partner happy. And in the process of practicing that repeatedly, what ended up happening was they forgot who they were, and they have to just find those parts of themselves again. It doesn't go away. It just kind of gets tucked into the back of the mental closet. So we have to go in and dig through that closet, start taking everything out to help them find who they are. Because maybe you don't even want to be who you used to be. Maybe you want to be this new version of yourself. So yes, I do help people to rebuild who they are from the inside, from the core. Then we start working on, well, what does that look like on the surface? What do you want to experience? One of the first things that I ask people when they come in for consultation is I say, okay, What's the issue going on? How is it showing up in your life? Because I don't look into the past. I look into the present. People do not come into session with me and start rambling on and on about all their problems and past. I don't do that. That's what therapy is for and other methodologies. It's not what I do. That's counterintuitive to retraining your brain. The more you talk and think about your problems, the more you reinforce those neural pathways. So I don't want you to do that when you're with me. So, but the biggest question I want to know is, what's your biggest goal for yourself? If I help you through this, who do you want to be on the other side? I have to know what that is to know what it is I'm going to show your brain and how to guide your brain. So if that's what you're asking, hopefully I've answered the question. Yeah, so my name is, I'm always negative thinking, and now I can't be confident. And that's exactly what I teach your brain. Is at one point in your life, you probably did experience some kind of confidence. You've had experiences where you felt confident, even if it was fleeting. And so what I do is I teach the brain, let's go back in and find that feeling of confidence. And sort of, we're gonna overwrite the negative neural network with the positive one, forcing the brain to make an update. That's what neuroplasticity is. Your brain has this beautifully adaptive ability to upgrade itself all of the time. You are doing this all of the time and you have no idea it's happening in your brain. No idea. You're just going through life, just trying to make it. And this is happening all the time, with or without you. Your brain is making an update. Every time you learn something new, your brain creates an update. So it's kind of like a Word document, right? You open it up, you change some things, you hit save. That Word document is always going to save the latest, most current version of whatever you put into it, and your brain will kind of do the same thing. So you can overwrite a negative neural network of experiences with a positive one and force the brain to upgrade it. That's what neuroplasticity is. That is what I'm facilitating. Thank you guys so much for all the hearts. You guys rock. Hey, Gustavo, sneaking in while you know I'm rambling. Hi, Maria. Yes, Paul, I know, preach. Jen is usually a little bit behind on her comments. Absolutely. If any of you have ever been on my lives, I talk a lot and then I hit all the comments. You do adapt and conform to how that other person wants you to be. It's so freeing when you get out. Yeah, Ashley, it really is. A lot of the people specifically that came to me to help them through divorce, a lot of times they're not going through the divorce at the time. They've already been through the divorce and they're trying to get their life back and they're trying to build something and it's kind of all going wrong or nothing's really happening and they're stalled out. So, and they've been trying for some time and that's when they just get to the point where they're like, I can't live like this anymore. Something has to give and they want something more long-term. They want something that is significant enough to change on a deeper level and not just, they've already tried meditation. They've already tried exercise. They've tried going to yoga. They've tried reading books. They've tried all the, like I say, the kind of surface level things. And so I'm not saying these things are bad. These things are wonderful. But if those practices don't have something deeper to support, then they're only going to treat the surface level of your emotions and thoughts. So the way I equate it is, it's kind of like the branches and leaves of a tree. If what you are experiencing, your problems, your issues, your negative feelings and thoughts, those are like the leaves of a tree. And if they start to turn brown, and yeah, you can clip the branches off the tree, but it doesn't change the health of the tree because what's really going on is the branches are turning brown because there's something wrong with the soil, something in the way that the roots are absorbing that soil. It's nutrient deficient, something is missing or something has contaminated it. So we need to work down there at the level of the roots and soil, not at the level of the branches and the leaves. Beatrice, yes, I hear you. That's a lot. And I want to challenge you to rewrite your story. Instead of saying, this is just an example. Instead of saying, I lost my job, I lost a friendship, and my dog passed away.